We're imprisoning awareness in devices, and we're not even be thankful for them. We pass them down like dirty peasants who have no consciousness and just are, oh, you're just a slave, you're just a body, you're just a vessel, a vehicle that we're just using. We treat all of this material possessions like that, and the reality of it is the material came from Earth. And so therefore it has a vibration, it has a frequency, it has a chemical molecular structure that makes it up, which has a vibrational structure on the quantum level, and that means that it is a part of the awareness. So whether it is a being in itself is not what I'm stating here. What I'm stating here is that it has a part of the entirety of awareness. And if you're a Christian, you believe in God, or a Muslim, or any of the monotheistic cultures, put it that way, is that God, or this all, Allah, is everything. So therefore, the devices we are creating are not separate from it. It is of it. It is with it, just like we are. But there is a very big difference between it and us, or them and us, the devices and us. The difference is we're made from the earth out of a process of creation through whatever this thing is that created us. It's the power to do it through man and woman. The physical things are created through the process of stripping the planet, of taking something from the planet and molding it into something else. I mean, they're two different creation processes, but they're still creation. So they're different than us, yet they're made similar to us from creation. The difference is that their heart beats with electricity that comes from a battery that is disposable, that may not decay properly because it is made from material that is no longer a part of the natural ecosystem in the natural circle of life. Lion King, everybody. You ain't seen it, watch it. Ridiculous. So much deep stuff. I don't care how old you are. Put on that first movie and pay attention. There's so much in these movies. If you didn't know, Hollywood is the wood that was used by the Druidic magicians. So much ignorance, folks. We're some of the most ignorant people in the world, Americans. And I love being an American. That's the crazy part. Because I ain't anti-American. Anybody who says I am is just trying to bash me and is ignorant themselves. Because America is one of the most beautiful places in the world, because we have the most opportunity in the world to really cause change. And do we? No, we don't. And at this point, if we don't start causing change, if we don't stand up and elect our officials, really elect our officials, make sure there's extra polls that say, I voted this and he voted that. Make sure it's all clear that, hey, this is what's going on. And if we don't see that, then we know it's not real. And that's really what it comes down to, is if you don't see the truth happening, because we do public things where we have social studies or, socially funded studies, and when it comes to the voting, we actually have people who are elected by their communities, who are some of the best people as far as, not money, but they're the best people as far as what their community says is intelligent. And that's the hard part. We don't have community anymore. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Look at your neighborhood. I mean, if you have a neighborhood that is a community, that you guys all know each other, you all have a defense plan, you have a survival plan, you have a garden or a forest of food that you dedicated your land of, instead of trails that you can run in and be healthy, you actually do trails with fruit trees and vegetable gardens and, having goats and beef on 20 acres of land for a whole housing development, or 200 acres of land and half of it's a housing development, the other half is food. I mean, we have greenhouse technology. I mean, I work with a nonprofit company that has these things called, they're a certain type of greenhouse, and it's a beautiful thing. We'll be releasing the patent soon. But there's so many different things to do with all this technology. I don't care if somebody else comes out with this stuff. Everybody I work for doesn't care about that stuff because it's called competition. It's called competition for creation and to make the world better. It's not about money. It's about living life. It's about finding somebody you love. Doesn't matter what your sexual orientation. It's about having children, whether you adopt or whether you have your own. It's about being free. And if we don't learn to be free people, then what is this about? Like, what is this really about? What are we here doing? What's the point of living? I ain't trying to cause anybody to go out and commit suicide or shoot up a fucking, pardon my language again, shoot up a movie theater or something. But seriously, what are we doing here, guys? That's why I'm on this radio station. Freedomizer Radio. Think about it. And if you're tuning into this, you better expect this. I'm eating a banana still. You better expect that I'm going to call you out and say, you're listening to me, why? You want to listen to somebody tell you about, the government this and the government that. No. You want change. If you want change, you go make change. That's all that's going to happen. Do you know about the Ferguson riots still happening? Oh, yeah, Ferguson riots, but yeah. No, yeah. Have you been watching the feeds? Have you been paying attention to how many times police have stepped up and done this and that, and people are still there? They're getting maced, and people are still there. People getting arrested, and people are still there. Hong Kong. Do you know what's happening in Hong Kong? Oh, there's protests. No, there's not protests just going on. It's called the umbrella protest, or whatever it's called with umbrella, because there's umbrellas. Why are they using umbrellas? Because they're getting maced. Because they're doing the same military actions they're doing here in America. Do you want to compare America to China? Because that's the world we live in. I thought we were America, not China. China is surpassing us in business. If you haven't known that, do the research. It sucks. That shouldn't be happening. Why? Because we have tired, lazy, fat Americans. And even if you're skinny, you're so obsessed with your health, you ain't paying attention to nothing else. But there's fat people who are doing great, because being fat doesn't make you a bad person. There's medium people who are doing great, and there's other people who are doing wonderful, teaching the world about juicing and all these things. But there's so much controversy, because then it's like, juicing can kill you. Raw vegetables can kill you over time. It's not good for your digestive system. Hey, by the way, everybody, you are not the same human being. I'm just gonna again, this is a rant and raving episode. If you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what he's doing, it's because I am just ripping my head off and I'm letting you see this demon inside of me. And this angel who's standing behind saying, hey, let's really box this out. Because that's what Thrice is. I do music. I do so much thing with Thrice. Thrice is a creature. He's a creation. He's a figure. He is an animation of my soul. Because in the daytime, I'm not Thrice. I have a name. I have a personality. I have a whole aspect that I have been my entire life, and I've learned and grown. I learned with all those people I love. But Thrice is a character, like Stephen Colbert, and he's one of the biggest role models I have for this. Because you've got to create this character. You've got to know, and this is the natives knew this, but they adopted these characters. They took on these names. They took on this responsibility and said, I am Big Bear Running Foot, for I run and I am a big bear, and I will kill you. And I will hunt for food for my family because I care. Like, that's, no disrespect at all, because I got Blackfoot Navajo Cherokee in me. But still, that's the reality of that lovely shamanic culture that lived with the earth, that didn't need to go through this metallic aspect of reality. But guess what? They got swept up in it because it was time. So they now need to, and they couldn't deal with some of the alcohol problems. Guess what? Some of them are fighting back now. Some of them are standing up in this new age of social media and technology, and they can get to millions and masses, where before they started acting up in their city or town, they were slaughtered. 6 million, over 6 million Native Americans in U.S. alone were slaughtered. If you don't know that number, then you need to memorize that number. You need to ingrain that in your soul, because you are an American, and that is your history. Whether you are Native American born or Native American descent, or whether you are American from outside cultural descent, or you are mixed, it does not matter. And if you're a foreigner, you need to know this, that you are coming to a country that may be one of the freer countries, but we are still slaves, and we are built upon the blood of over 6 million people. And then we have or hundreds of thousands that have died of our own children. And the Civil War was a perfect example of that. One of the biggest casualties, I think it is the biggest casualty number ever lost for American soldiers, is from our own damn Civil War. And we want to talk crap about the third world countries and their civil wars and their riots and this and that. Rioting. And I'm glad we're rioting again. We stopped. The 70s sat there and fought and fought and fought. And then what came of it? All you people who were in the 70s, what are you doing now? You're making money because you had to get back to the system. Some of you aren't. Some of you have taken that step. Some of you have spread that knowledge. And some of you, even though you're still working, you've spread that knowledge too. And you're just trying to get by. And I respect you for that. But that doesn't mean that we've changed the world completely. That doesn't mean that the government doesn't still do what the government wants. And the government isn't really the people anymore. The government is a control of the British Empire, or the whatever you want to call it, empire. You can't call it Illuminati, because I'll just tear your head off for that one. Because Illuminati doesn't mean a bunch of scum and gangster thugs. Illuminati means illuminated individuals, and there's more than one organization if you didn't know. It's not about one group or one individual person. It's about people who are evil, who generally, throughout the dimension of this material, make bad decisions because of the fact that they've been disgustingly programmed by the demonic forces of this world. And not the demonic forces of, oh, be scared, because guess what? Demons are just here doing their job. Just like we are. We're here to just do our job and learn our lessons and move forward. Angels are here to guide us and move forward. Demons are here to test you and move forward. Every time they test you and you succeed, they succeed. Isn't that a trip, huh? I ain't telling you that's true. I ain't telling you this is what reality really is. I'm telling you my perspective on that one. Because this is ranting and raving. I did do some news current events earlier. We didn't do a lot, but it's just, I've been off the air for a while, guys, and I gotta hit this hard. I can't take it anymore. You know, I can't take hiding. I can't take playing this game. We all live in this fake world. I mean, why are you listening to Freedomizer Radio? Why are you even trying to pretend that you want to be something different if you ain't gonna want to listen to this? You know, and I do hope I get some of you calling in more. I hope this show tonight, everybody who's listening, because I've looked at some of the shows, and guess what, people? I've got, you know, not me, but the show, Thrice is download. Well, Thrice is daily download, but now Thrice is download. You know, we're changing it here, and I know it's not going to lose listeners, because I look back on the first couple weeks of shows before I had to drop out because my son was born, and I got very sidetracked, electronics going wrong, everything going chaotic. And you know what I did last night? I looked back on the show, and I said, you know what? Because I changed it to Tuesdays and Thursdays last week because I couldn't do it again. Tuesday through Thursday, or Monday through Thursday, was just overloading me because of everything going on financially, because I'm not succeeding. I'm a slave too. I am a slave too. I have to make money every month just to get by, or else I'm not worth my weight. I'm not worth the very breath I breathe in this existence if I can't provide for my family. So I've had to make this and face it and create it into something that I can control, or more or less I can control letting go of the control and give it up to the all and say, hey, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm doing. Boom. That's it. Not, oh, I think this and I think that and this sucks and that sucks and this is that. Oh, I'm happy about this. None of that. Shh. Calm your mind, my friend. Calm your mind. And if you want to calm your mind, if you want to get some news events, if you want to keep up on what's happening around you, if you want to delve down the rabbit hole, come with me. Listen to this show. Call in. And I know you're out there. Over 200 listens on over 3 episodes. I know you're out there. That's only within the last month. 200 may not be a lot, but I know you're out there. I know that those 200 are individuals who can talk and say something. And if you can only listen on the download, I understand. But schedule one day and see what it does to your life when you get on air. Because I guarantee you, if I get you on air and you're really serious about this, I want to hear your perspective. I want you to ask questions. And I've studied history since I was 10 years old. I follow this pattern of life. I'm into music. Thrice, the personality, the character, started as a freestyle rapper. I really don't even talk about it. I've created him slowly.